All right, y'all, this is Sean of Math Tutoring, and in this video, I want to talk about how to write a number using scientific notation. Okay. Now, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and let's get into it. All right. So let's say you have the following number. Okay. So this 0.000123, and we want to rewrite this number using scientific notation. Okay. This is what you want to do. First of all, you want to move. This is step one. Let me actually type this because I can type faster than I write. See if I can move this up here. Okay. So move the decimal between the first and second number. Okay. So what do I mean by that? So let's see. I'm going to take this and duplicate it. See if I can move this without stretching it. Let me see if it'll let me. Okay, here we go. So I'll do it that way. All right, taking this number here, we want to move the decimal between the first and second number. We're going to take note, okay, how many times we move it, but that's coming. So we're moving it between the one and the two. One, two, three, four. So we're going to move the decimal right here. Now, the thing to remember is this, okay, I'm trying to find a black color. The resulting number should be between 1 and 10. So it should be something between 1 and 10. So that's why you have so 1.253. Okay. So it shouldn't be greater than 10. So if we had moved the decimal right here in front of the one, that'd be 0.1253. That's smaller than 1. 12.53 is greater than 10. You see what I'm saying? So the resulting number should be between 1 and 10. All right. Step number two. Okay. This step is count, oh, count the number of spots you moved the decimal. And this will be the exponent. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of subpoints here too. If you had to move the decimal to the right, the exponent will be negative. Okay. And then, of course, if you had to move the decimal to the left, the exponent will be positive. Okay. And I'm going to try to make this make sense. All right. So that said, take a look at this here. Okay. So we moved it one, two, let me get my pencil back here. So we moved the decimal one, two, three, four places. Four places. And we moved it to the four places to the right, which means that our exponent is going to be -4. And this is the exponent on the 10. Okay. Because scientific notation is going to be some sort of number times 10 to the exponent. So this is going to be your exponent for your 10. Okay. And we know it's negative because um because we had to move the decimal to the right. So think about this. Whatever the sign, well, let me just actually kind of like finish this and then I'll explain what I was about to explain. Write your final answer as like what I just wrote. The number from step one times 10 to the exponent in step two. Okay. All right. So that said the number from step one is going to be 1.253 times 10 to the minus 4. Okay. And that is our final answer. Now, always make sure it makes sense. The original number is a number that's much smaller than 1, 0.0001253. So you should be able to multiply 1.253 times 10 to the minus 4 and get that. You can check if you want to make sure that you move the decimal in the right direction, if you got the right exponent. Now, again, we knew that this was going to be negative because we had to move the decimal place to the right. But think about it just as far as like making sense. We know that this is what the number was. So if this is a positive power, we're going to end up moving this decimal and it's going to be some big number. Okay. It shouldn't be a big number. It should be its original small number. You see what I'm saying? Now let's practice that. Let's practice the same thing with a bigger number. All right. So let's say, let me put a line here. Let's say we have the number 243. Okay. No. We're gonna go. That's 243,800. All right. We want to write this in scientific notation. Step one. Step one is we want to move the decimal. Okay. So if you have um 2,000 243,800, remember with a whole number like this, the decimal is always here on the right, even if it's invisible. That's where it is. So we want to move the decimal between the first two numbers. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's where we put the decimal. It's going to be 2.438. Okay. Step number two. We want to see how many places we have to move the decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 places to the left. Okay. 5 places to the left. So that means the exponent. Uh-oh. Writing a little bit too fast here. The exponent is equal to positive 5, the exponent on the 10. Now, step three, write our final answer, which is 2.438 times 10 to the fifth power. Okay. Now, again, you should be able to multiply this out and get the original 243,800. Okay. If you want to do that to check, it's always a good idea to check your answer if you have time. But also just think, if the power is positive, then that means that you're going to have a bigger number when you multiply it out. If the power is negative, that means you're going to have a smaller number when you multiply it out. So remember, if you start with a smaller number, then the exponent is going to be negative. If you start it with a bigger number, then the exponent is going to be positive. But also keep in mind, you may not. Let me give another example just to kind of illustrate what I was about to say. And let's keep it kind of similar to this one. All right, what if you had the number 24.3? So that let's say times 10 to the second power. Okay. So this is not written in proper scientific notation. If you look at this part here, It's not between 1 and 10. Remember, we said for scientific notation to be correct, that first decimal number has to be between 1 and 10. This is not. This is bigger than that. So we need to follow the steps. Step one is we need to move the decimal between the first two numbers. So that's going to be 2.43. Step two, how many places did we move the decimal? We moved it one place to the right. I mean to the left. So that means our exponent, so we already have a power on here. Our exponent, we're going to add a +1. So remember, it's positive. So that means that we need to add one because we're moving it one more place to the left. So in other words, we have this here and then 10 to the second power. When we move this here, that means that since we're moving to the left, we're going to be adding +1 to that. Okay. So if it was just 24.3, then we did scientific notation, that'd be 24.3 times 10 to the first power. But the 24.3 already has a power of 10 on it. So we're going to move the decimal, which means we're going to go positive power, positive um exponent. So we're going to add to the exponent. Okay. That makes sense. Then step three, I keep on writing too fast. 2.43 times 10 to the 2 plus 1, 10 to the third power. You should be able to multiply this out. If you want to check it, you can either multiply both of these out and see what they are in standard form, or you can just kind of consider, okay, so if I move the decimal to the right here, that means that I am um so that means this number should be going down. It should be going in the negative direction. So every time you move it to the right, like we talked about, you're either negative or decreasing. Okay. So it'll be 24.3 times 10 squared. Hopefully that makes sense. If I can clarify something else, make sure you mention it in the comments. So and I'll even add that here, negative or decreasing if you already have a power of 10, positive or increasing if you already have a power of 10. All right. Let me know how this was for you. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and also make sure that you have a good day. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you need math tutoring or you need SAT math help, look in the description to find out how you can sign up today. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay in touch with Math Swap Tutoring on YouTube. Have a good one.